sesibhakane sekuseni sithaka kufana nawe. We thank you, Almighty God, for your love, your grace, your mercy. Baba nasekuseni sithaka kufana nawe iseni Baba sithatha indawo. Speak through your child, my Father, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We say intando yakho mayifezeke namhlanje ekhayeni kaJesu
Greetings, Bazalwane, in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
I hope my voice can reach you there. There's no need to use a mic. We are going to find, okay, all protocol observed. I honor everyone in our presence. Amen. We are going to find our scripture reading from the book of John chapter 5, from verse 1 to verse 8. Chapter 5, from verse 1 to verse 8, it says follows. The heading is saying, the healing at the pool. After this, Jesus went to Jerusalem for a religious festival. Near the sheep gate in Jerusalem, there is a pool with 5 porches. In Hebrew, it is called Bethesda. A large crowd of sick people were lying in the porches. The blind, the lame, and the paralyzed. A man was there who had been ill for 38 years. Jesus saw him lying there, and he knew that the man had been ill for such a long time, so he asked him, do you want to get well? I'll repeat the verse 5 again. A man was there who had been ill for 38 years. Jesus saw him lying there, and he knew that the man had been ill for such a long time, so he asked him, do you want to get well? The sick man answered, Sir, I have no one here to put me in the pool when the water is stirred up. While I am trying to get in, somebody else gets there first. I I repeat it again, verse 7. The sick man answered, "Sir, I have no one here to put me in the pool when the water is being stirred up. While I am trying to get in, somebody else get there first." Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." Immediately, the man got well. He picked up his mat and started walking. Can I get it in an NIV version?
NIV. Sometime later, Jesus went to Jerusalem for a feast of the Jews. Now there is in Jerusalem near the ship gate a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie: the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get healed?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Today we are going to speak about, the main thing here actually is about the power of a mat that the guy was sitting on. We are going to break it down up until we reach where there is a mat. But I will start whereby Jesus was not going to the pool. Jesus was going to one of the religious festivals. So Jesus' intention was not to go to the pool. But then the pool was on a way where Jesus was going. Amen. The Word of God is telling us that there were a group of people that were sick. Some they were lame. Some they couldn't, hear. Some they couldn't see. And there were different type of people that were there. And these people, they were waiting for the pool to be stirred so that they can jump in and get their healing. Amen.
Amen.
So the Word of God tells us that there was a guy, a man who was sitting there for 38 years. Amen. And Jesus, he saw him, and Jesus, he knew the illness of the guy. The Word of God in the NIV version is saying the guy was there, he was invalid for 38 years. I mean, if we talk about something that is invalid, that means you cannot do anything. You are, I don't know, should I say you are unserviceable or you are what, but you are not as normal as people that we know you can do anything. And the Word of God tells us that that guy has been there for 38 years. And Jesus came, Jesus saw him, and Jesus knew his problem. Amen. And he asked him that, do you want to get well? Do you want to get healed? That's what Jesus asked. And according to me, the guy was supposed to say, yes, I want to get healed, or I don't want to get healed. That's only two answers that the guy should have given. Amen. And the guy said he's trying to actually tell Jesus how he has been, struggling in the situation, how long he has been there, and then, how unfair things has been done, how unprivileged this guy has been. Amen. Because in verse 7 it said, the sick man answered, "Sir, I have no one here to put me in the pool." He's telling Jesus, you know what, I've been here for 30, and Jesus knows. Jesus is aware of his situation, but Jesus wants to heal him. But now he's telling Jesus that, no, I've been here and there's no one. Jesus, out of these people, I don't even have one man, I don't even one health person that can actually push me to go inside the stirring pool. Amen. He continued by the saying, when the water is being stirred up, he said, no one here, there's no one, I have no one here to put me in the pool when the water is stirred up, while I am trying to get in. He said, when I am trying to get in. The guy is trying to get in. Okay, there's no one. to push the guy to get inside, and the guy is trying. Bear in mind, the guy is trying, and there's no one who's pushing him to the pool. He said, while I'm trying to get in, somebody else get the first. He's telling Jesus. Jesus did not entertain his situation, did not entertain his invalidation. He said to him, get up. Pick up your mat and walk. Immediately the mat got wet. He picked up his mat and started walking. Mind you, Jesus was not there. His intention was not go to the pool, but he was passing by and he saw this man. The rest of the guys had an opportunity, or majority of the guys that got healed, they had opportunity to go inside the pool and get out healed. Amen. But this guy who had been there for 38 years, his healing was not inside the pool, but his healing was in front of the pool. As the word of God is saying, he had to be healed by Jesus, but in front of the pool. So that guy was telling Jesus, you know what, I've been waiting and I've been trying to do that. But Jesus, when he responded, he said, get up, take your mat. Amen. Jesus is saying, get up, take a mat, and then go. The guy stood up, took up the mat and left. Now the problem is, the guy was invalid, the guy was sick for 38 years, but the guy was sitting on top of the mat. But then, when we're reading on verse 7, he's saying, there was no one to push me to get inside the pool, but the guy was sitting on top of a mat. That means the guy was comfortable in the situation that he was in. But now he wants to blame people on not being actually assisted to get inside the pool. But the guy was sitting comfortably in the mat. Amen, Bazalwan. I don't know if it makes sense. He's saying, there is no one here to put me in the pool. I mean, how many people can come into our lives and assist us in our situation that we are going through if we are comfortable and we allow it to be like that? If somebody he comes and say, I can see you did not eat, your lips are dry, can I offer you a food and say you are fine? Do you think somebody is going to help you? He can't. So this guy was sitting on a mat. And then he expects people to help him while he's sitting on the mat. The picture that I'm seeing is that each and everyone was in a ready position to get inside. Because you cannot be sitting on the mat, but you expect a miracle to happen to get inside a pool. Amen, Bazalwan. Amen. The problem, it was not that the guy was invalid for 38 years. The problem was not that the guy was sick for 38 years. But the problem is the mat that the guy was feeling comfortable in. And he wanted to make people being actually a problem to his problem. But he forgot to look at the mat that he was sitting on. Amen, Bazalwan. He says, on verse 7, he says, when the water is being stirred up, while I am trying to get in, you cannot be trying to do something if you are comfortable. If you are sitting comfortably, if you are in a nice and comfortable zone. Amen, Bazalwan. I don't know if it makes sense. Amen. The guy was, I want you to have a picture of a mat. The guy was comfortable. But now he's telling Jesus, there's no one to help me. But he's sitting on there for 38 years. Where were the others? Amen. Amen. And he said, while I am trying to get in, somebody else get there first. It's obvious. You cannot be in a mat and then you expect that you are ready to get in a pool. Amen. We are having things that actually, sicknesses, we are having different sicknesses. Some of us, they are emotional sicknesses, Bazalwani. Some they are physical that people can see. Some they are spiritual. Some you cannot even identify what kind of a sickness is that. But Jesus is asking us this morning that, do you want to get well? Amen. I don't know, Uti, what are you going through? But Jesus is asking us this morning, do you want to get well? Are we going to tell Jesus that, no, for us to be a prostitute is because there was no money? But Jesus is asking us, do you want to get well? And then my question is, what is our answer to what Jesus is saying us? Amen. I want us to actually to challenge ourselves this afternoon, this morning, and we go back and look that what kind of sicknesses are we in? And we look at ourselves, are we sitting? Actually, we need to look at the mat that we are. Because we are being comfortable in the situation that we are in, our sicknesses, that means there's a comfort zone there. There's something that we are just enjoying in sitting on. I want us to go back and look at the meds that guys we are having Bazalwane, that we are even cleaning it every day so that we can enjoy staying on it, that we are vacuuming it every day so that we can be able to stay on it. Amen. I don't know, because there's us who are sitting in a mode of just being angry. But Jesus is asking us this morning, do you want to get well? Jesus saw us, Jesus knew us and the situation that we are in. He's asking us, do we want to get angry? Do we want to get well? But just because of we are sitting in a very clean and comfortable bed, we want to tell Jesus, but the reason why I got angry is because of whoever did that to me. That's not important. What Jesus is asking us is, do we want to get well? But we cannot get well if we still want to enjoy the comfortability of the bed. We cannot be delivered if we still want to enjoy the comfortability of the mat. Jesus didn't say to the guy, stand up and go. Stand up, take the mat that you were sitting on, and then you go. Amen. But my question this morning is, are we willing to stand up out of the mat that we are having? I don't know the mat, guys, that you are having, but I know we are having different mats. And the best way for us to let it go is to answer Jesus when he's saying, do we want to get well? Amen.
Amen.
This is what I wanted to say this morning. Amen.
Amen. Sebebuta abaketwa bengeniswa ekaya ongoti